Hi, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my weekly photo chats. So today I'm going to talk about, you know what film is fun for? And you know what's fun about having multiple film cameras? Is when you go out, you can choose which one to take. I think William Eggleston had a few dozen Leicas and Canon rangefinders. And somebody said, why do you have so many cameras? He said, because then I can find the one that I feel like shooting with that day and take that one. And when I go and visit my family, when I go on trips and road trips, I'll take different film cameras based on which one I want to shoot this time. And one of the beauties of that is film doesn't always get used up. The trip can come to an end and you're on 22. And if you've got a roll of 36 and film is not terribly expensive, but it's not anything to waste, there's no reason to burn 11 or 12 more frames just to get the film out of the camera. Is that math right? Probably 14 more frames. 36 rolls. But anyway, the idea is that you have film that gets left in camera sometimes. That's one of the beauties of film photography. So I just was pulling some cameras off the shelf that were used in other shoots, and then I thought I'm going to take this one today, and then I ended up using up a couple of those rolls, but I ended up going back in time. I got to see photos that I forgot about. I had taken my father to go get his haircut at a little local place, and I shot him with black and white film, and it was a treat to be able to see those photos and to see the little story and see the expression on his face and the grin that he had. And there's photos of me at a little luncheonette with some friends. There's photos of my other family members. And all of those things, you know, in some sense, photography was an incredible invention. And one of the things it was able to do was preserve memories. And those memories are, for me, sometimes extra special when you can let them go and you forgot about them and then you get to relive them. I remember the story of a photo editor for my newspaper back in Jersey coming out to Colorado to come either go skiing or come visit, and since he was passing through town, he said, hey, I'll come take a lunch break at your town and we'll go out and get lunch. And I said, okay. So I brought a film Leica with me and I photographed him and his wife walking through town, and he photographed some photos with his phone. He posted those photos on Facebook and said, hey, look, here I am, and here we are. And that film lived in that camera for another 6 months. And then 6 months later, I was processing film and I saw pictures of him and his wife walking through my town. So I posted those on Facebook and I tagged him. And he said, oh, these are wonderful photos, just about 6 months too late. And I wrote, actually, the event was long over and forgotten about the day that you posted them. And now 6 months later, we get to relive that day and go back and relive some memories because of the photo that brought us back to something that we wouldn't have been brought back to at all if it weren't for the film photographs. So there's a little magic to film, I think, that's what it's really good for. It's good for making prints. I often say, people say, why do you shoot film? I'm like, well, without a film, I can't make a negative. Without negative, what can I put in that enlarger? I can't put ones and zeros in that enlarger. And if I want to make prints, I like shooting film. But the other thing that film is really good for, besides prints, is a little bit of a separation between now and then it lets you go back. And digital often doesn't do that because you often see your results so immediately that there's, how many people are going back to old Lightroom galleries that they photographed in a family trip or at a carnival 2 years ago? Who's going through those and saying, hey, let's look at those again? But the film camera makes their photos very in front of you because you just process the film and you forget what they are, and now you get to see them. Hey, what are they? Oh, look at that. It's a little special treat. So that's how I use film photography and a little bit of time travel that I really, really enjoy. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you can support, even with a cup of coffee a week, please hit the Patreon, and I'll be back next week. I welcome your comments. Here's the good light.